Halfon, a busy day with your road trip. Out and about on the doorstep here in September 2014. What are you hearing from Harlow residents?
Well, actually, we've been putting out a newspaper right round the constituency today. I think we've delivered about 25,000. It's called the Harlow Sun. You've got competition. It won't be quite as good as your Harlow, but we're trying. Free, no cost to the taxpayer, but it's got a lot of news in it. But we've also put out a leaflet about travellers. That is the #1 issue in Harlow at the moment. I get written to all the time about it. I have phone calls to my office. I've been to see the government. I've raised it in Parliament. We had the government minister down here. I've complained that the police aren't doing enough, and it's a terrible situation. What is going on? We should have a zero tolerance policy towards travellers, and I've put out this newsletter to tell residents what I've been doing.
When I was out in Church Lane this morning in Labour, who are in the next street to yourselves, they're very much coming across that the cost of living is coming across, or indeed rail prices. Do you get that as well, or is Labour just hearing that?
Well, of course, everyone's had a difficult economic situation. I've always campaigned, for example, as you know, to cut fuel duty for local residents, petrol duty, for years. But the good news is that despite the difficult economic situation, the government have cut tax for 20 million low earners, thousands of them in Harlow. People guess it will be actually about £700–800 a year better off by early next year because of cutting tax for low earners. They've cut fuel duty. We tried to freeze council tax. The Labour Party increased council tax in Harlow. The rail price increases have been kept to inflation, and they went up in the last year of the last Labour government. They went up by 11%. So, and don't forget, it's the Labour Party that virtually bankrupted the economy and got us into the mess that we're in now. So it's very easy for them to talk about the cost of living, but at least we've been doing something about it, cutting fuel duty and cutting taxes for lower earners.
And finally, the hospital earlier this week in Harlow, the hospital car parking. Must be pleased the way that's progressing.
Yeah, I'm very grateful to your Harlow because you featured a lot of this campaign. For months now I've been campaigning to try and get hospital car parking charges reduced or scrapped. People in Harlow have to pay ridiculous amounts, and not just in Harlow but right across the country. I've had Harlow residents who tell me that when they go to the Royal Free Hospital in London, which is not far away, 40 minutes or so, you pay £500 a week just to park your car. It's obscene. And so I did this big campaign, working with local residents, a lot of stuff in Parliament. I went to see David Cameron about it, and the government announced a couple of weeks ago that they're putting serious restrictions on hospitals in terms of how much they're allowed to charge people, and they're going to insist on proper concessions for disabled people, and also, more importantly, not more importantly, but as importantly, what we have a situation at the moment where nurses are currently paying around £200 a week just to park their car. The government is saying if there's no adequate public transport, that nurses who work at the hospital shouldn't have to pay huge parking fees. Now, this is a step forward. It's not completely there because I want them scrapped completely, but it's a really important step forward in the right direction. We had a really good debate on Monday. In fact, Thurrock MP, your Harlow again, your Thurrocks I should say, opened the debate. I was his next to. I then spoke very soon after her, and the government announced all these measures. Got a lot of support from all parties, not just my party, from members opposite. In fact, the Labour health spokesman actually thanked me in the House of Commons and said that they would look at a scheme that I proposed to kind of scrap the charges completely. But I'm going to continue at it. The government has done the right important step forward. At the end of the day, the charges have got to be scrapped.
And finally, it's great to see when political engagement, and maybe on a certain age, all the people behind us on road trip, young people. Yeah. It's great to see them out and about.
Well, I feel like I'm 45. Shouldn't tell everyone that, but everyone here is in their early 20s. Students, I've had students today, from Conservative students who've come all the way down from Lancaster University, from Nottingham University, all over the county, loads from London. We've got masses of them here, and tonight, after they've been literally delivering thousands and thousands of our newspapers, a great buffet as well. The Crusader pub in Roydon, has a great landlord, and it's a brilliant atmosphere here. So it's a nice way to end a long day.